Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we're going to be reviewing round 5 of the URC. Should be good. Some really interesting games, some tight games, some shock wins and some less tight and less shocking wins. So let's just get into it, yeah. So the first game of the weekend was Ulster versus Ospreys. I did say Ulster to win, and Ulster did pull it off and get a fairly comfortable win in the end, 36 points to 12, so a decent, what I would presume is a bonus point win for Ulster. 5 tries to 2, so a decent bonus point win for Ulster there. Ulster seem like they've had a decent start to the season. 3 wins from 5. Pretty decent, 3 bonus points, sitting 5th in the table. So yeah, decent for Ulster. Ospreys less so. They are dead last in 16th. Ospreys really need to start picking up some wins. They obviously got to the top 8 last season and just haven't managed to continue on this season and fire on. Next up though, we've got a massive shock win as the Scarlets managed to pull off a big win against the Bulls, 23 points to 22. I don't think many people had this win on the cards. It was a good comeback. The Bulls came flying out the gate, scoring in the first minute. Had scored 3 tries by the half-hour mark, you were kind of thinking, will the Scarlets pull away? But a red card for the Bulls and a little late fight back in the second half, and Scarlets did manage to claw it back and just about managed to win by a point there. So big win for Scarlets, and they are up to 10th, and that is 2 wins on the bounce for them. So a decent little run for Scarlets. Bulls, that one will hurt. I believe they are now 3 from 4 because the South Africans have obviously played 1 less game. Bulls are 4th in the table, so they're still sitting in a pretty decent position, although it's quite tight. Although the 4th, they're only 3 points ahead of top 8, so it is still tight. Scarlets are in 10th, 1 point behind, so it is still really tight. Obviously it's only round 5, but yeah. Next up we have again a really interesting match as Zebra hosted Lions in what was an absolutely monsoon level rain game. Lions managed to pip it in a low-scoring 9-10 victory for the South Africans. What a decent game this was. It was one for the purists, you must admit. Only 1 try in the whole game. It was a tight game. The Lions are doing really well this season. They've managed to come out 4 from 4. Probably they are on table the best South African team. They're sitting in 2nd in the league, so really good positioning for them, especially playing 1 less game. Zebra down in 15th, still not rock bottom. They are picking up points though, which is better than they have done. They obviously got that win against Munster, and they are picking up the odd bonus point, which is really good to see from them. And if they can just keep picking up the odd point or 2 and maybe scraping another couple of wins, they might actually get for them anyway, a fairly decent finish. We'll have to wait and see. But next up again, a game I did predict. I'm getting mixed up. Glasgow's first game in South Africa. They played the star-studded, box-studded, however we want to call it, Sharks team, and just lost out. Glasgow 28 points to 24. Sharks, that's a better game from them, seeming as they've had a rough couple of games. Glasgow, to be honest with you, from a Glasgow point of view, if you look at it, it's not bad. You look at the previous results, they very rarely actually get anything from South Africa, and they've already picked up 2 bonus points already from the first game. So I think from a Glasgow point of view, it's not a terrible game. I do think the chances to win it, but Sharks, to be honest with you, for all the build-up of having the World Cup winning pack, I thought Glasgow's pack was actually better. That might get me a few shouts, but I actually thought Glasgow dominated scrums and stuff. So, yeah, that all the hype around all the South African pack being back and how dominant it would be. Pack-wise, the Sharks were not on top. It was Glasgow, which was interesting to see, but I did get that prediction wrong. I did say Glasgow to pip it. Sorry, just stuff on the camera. There we go. Yeah. Next up, though, the Kings of South Africa have finally fallen in South Africa as Munster lose out to Stormers. Stormers getting a decent bounce-back win that they needed after that pretty embarrassing loss to Edinburgh. Munster again. They had the same problem last season, that they just weren't quick out the blocks. It's round 5 and Munster down in 11th. They've had a couple of losses that you wouldn't expect. They lost to Zebra, obviously, that was bad. They're 2 wins, 3 losses, and not many bonus points. Down in 11th. I mean, Stormers, yes, they've had problems as well. You look to last week and what happened there, but at least they've managed to bounce back at home, as you probably would expect. But Munster just, again, I do believe they'll turn it around. They did last season, I believe they topped the table at the end of the season last year, but still problems for Munster at the start. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, their 2 losses have come against Leinster and away to Stormers, so neither of those games are particularly... those 2 were not horrendous to lose. The Zebra game was a Zebra game. But yeah, did get that prediction wrong. Next up, we have Edinburgh against Cardiff. Yeah. And despite Cardiff's best effort, despite Edinburgh's own best efforts, Cardiff managed to let Edinburgh secure a bonus point win. Yeah, again, a decent game from Edinburgh. They managed to bounce back after 3 tough losses in a row. They managed to bounce back. That's 2 bonus point wins in a row. Cardiff, again, that defence from Cardiff just letting Edinburgh through. Edinburgh should have scored so many more points. They just couldn't finish to save their life. Yeah. However, Cardiff's own sloppiness did allow Edinburgh to just about secure that bonus point win. You thought they'd thrown it away, then they overthrew that line out, and yeah. It was a messy game, but a decent result for Edinburgh. Cardiff, yeah, they've got a lot to work on defensively, I think. Yeah. Moving on. Leinster against Connacht, an all-Irish affair. Yeah, I mean, it was a fairly routine win for Leinster, 33 points to 12. Maybe a few people expected Connacht to put up a little bit more of a fight, but I think Leinster were just being their dominant selves. I've seen a lot of argues online about that Pundiaki tackle on the line. I want to say I thought it was a brilliant tackle. It did look bad, but you look at a lot of big hits in slow motion, and a lot of them do look bad. He didn't make head contact. He was buckled, he was bent at the waist. He did attempt to wrap. I think it was just a massive hit that just looks a lot worse in slow motion. But yeah, I think the tackle was perfectly good. I like seeing tackles like that. It's always great to see. But anyway, enough about that. Another bonus point win for Leinster as they still sit perfect. 5 bonus point wins from 5 games, sitting 25 points after 5 rounds, so they are perfect still in the league, as you'd probably expect. Let's be honest. Yeah, and then the last game, but definitely not the least game, we have Dragons hosting Benetton. Dragons, who actually haven't had that bad of a start from their own standards. They are currently sitting 14th. I believe they've won 1 game from 7 points. So yeah, not the best, but not the worst. And then you've got a Benetton who before this round were really struggling. For a team that looked so promising last season, and were sitting second in the table for a decent chunk of last season, and only dropped off towards the end. But yeah, they'd been struggling at the start of this season, but a decent win for them, 31 points to 21 to the Italians. Another bonus point win for Benetton. Yeah, not much else to say there. And yeah, that is the review. That's all the games covered. So I got, I believe, 5 out of 10. So I get 5 out of 8. Sorry. So again, not a great prediction round. Yeah, to run you through the table, we have Ospreys in 16th, Zebra in 15th, Dragons on 14th, Sharks in 13th, Stormers 12, Munster 11, Scarlets 10, Cardiff 9, Benetton 8, Connacht 7, Edinburgh 6, Ulster 5, Bulls 4, Glasgow 3, Lions 2, and Leinster in first. So there we go, that's the end of round 5. I should be back later on today with the Scotland squad predictions. I've figured it out, I just need to record it, so hopefully, yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and until next time, I shall see you later.